The largest job commitment in North Carolina history is officially coming to Greensboro and is under construction right here and right now. That's only one part of what is coming. Between the airport expansions, thousands of new homes, major mix-up developments, and a downtown transformation, Greensboro may change more in the next 10 years than it has in the last 30 years. Today, I'm walking you through the 4 major different changes that are happening and coming to Greensboro. And if you're thinking about moving here or you already live here, this may change your process and your home value. So be sure to watch to the end. So first, Jet Zero. Jet Zero is projected to do $4.7 billion planned investment, over 600 acres, and is approximately 8 million square feet. They are bringing up to 14,500 jobs to the area. Now, those jobs are going to be coming over the next 10 years, not all at once. But this is not another office building or warehouse. Jet Zero is planning an $8 million manufacturing and final assembly campus. It will manufacture its blending wing of Z4 aircrafts. Hiring is projected to build gradually through 2036. Construction and manufacturing will create demand for supporting businesses, and the airport already has an aerospace clusters, including Honda Jet and Boom Supersonic, so that's going to make our airport and area infrastructure a huge destination for anyone doing anything with aerospace. So that's going to make it a major airport to contend with. 14,000 jobs do not arrive alone. They bring suppliers, restaurants, services, commuters, and demands for places to live. The real estate story is not simply what gets built at the airport, it's what gets built around it. And Greensboro is moving from having an airport with aviation companies to become a nationally significant aviation manufacturing center. It would be a mistake to price your home today with a projection of what is moving in tomorrow. And that brings us to what may become the biggest pressure point with all of this is where are all these people going to live? As of 2025, Greensboro and Guilford County have said they are 100,000 homes behind the amount of homes needed for the amount of people in the area, and 47,000 rental units behind, thus leading to Greensboro's Road to 10,000. It's an initiative that is indeed supporting to help bring in additional 10,000 housing units by 2030. The city says that their goals are different price points and bring different housing options, including things like townhomes, apartments, and single-family homes. As of June 2026, city leaders have reported more than 3,200 units completed or under construction. And why does this matter? More employees create more housing demand. Greensboro is encouraging apartments, townhomes, and single-family construction because of that. Housing growth will not be evenly distributed because of that. And density and affordability remain points of tension, because bringing in a bunch of apartments is great, is that we'll have places for people to live. But when people want to buy a house and there's more apartments, but there's not as many houses that are single family for sale, that creates more demand and therefore brings that price point up. Greensboro is mainly trying to prevent job growth from outrunning housing supply. And economic growth sounds exciting until the people filling those jobs cannot find a house to afford. The other thing to keep in mind too is anyone who is living in Greensboro and grew up in the area, they might get outpriced of being able to buy a house. The first-time homebuyers, in my opinion, are the ones that are going to suffer the most from this because they don't have equity also appreciating in their home. So when all of the value goes up because the demand for houses go up and they're starting from scratch with no equity and just what they can scrape together for a down payment, that's going to be a high pressure point for them. The question isn't whether Greensboro will grow, it's the question is whether the housing, roads, and services can grow at the same speed and what that will do for the affordability of the area. One thing that will be happening is the Madison and Northwest Greensboro. Madison is planned for more than 62 acres of Fleming near Horseman Creek, and the plan calls for approximately 480 apartments, 280 townhomes, a total of 760 total residents, and a reported $210 million construction budget. The original anticipated schedule phases are supposed to start between 2025 and 2026, and some of these will be renting, while some of the townhomes would be for purchase. This matters because Northwest Greensboro is already one of the most requested areas. It has one of the highest appreciation rates and one of the best school scores. I live in Northwest Greensboro, and I will say I absolutely love it. A lot of people want to live in that area as well, so that will help alleviate some of the pressure. For current homeowners, growth can bring stronger amenities and buyer demand, but it can also change the quiet suburbia feel that you may have wanted or moved to Northwest Greensboro or your neighborhood in the first place. One of the other ones that is coming to the area is Carroll and Parkside. Carroll is one of the big real estate and construction companies out here. Fun fact, I actually went to school with his daughter. Anyway, he has done Haley Village. He has done a couple of the Carroll apartments downtown, as well as some other big construction communities and townhomes and apartments. The Carroll at Parkside is going to be a development that is going to be across First National Bank Field, and it currently includes the plan of 9 stories, 159 room AC hotel, and a rooftop restaurant, 137 upscale apartments, and approximately 1,600 square feet of retail. This is going to be a new thing for Greensboro, where it's going to be like one complex that has a lot of different options, including commercial and residential. Kind of think back in the olden days when the shopkeeper could work at the bottom and then go upstairs to home in the evening. It's kind of be similar than that, although my guess is that it's not necessarily going to be all people who are working are all going to be living there. But currently downtown is a place that we go for the Tanger Center or a ball game at Greensboro Grasshoppers. It has a destination in mind, but it doesn't have a lot of day-to-day life. Other constraints like parking and parking availability downtown, restaurant availability downtown has people looking to other activities in Greensboro like Friendly Center and some other areas. This is going to potentially change that, and there's a potential for the downtown area being made into its own district. One thing to keep in mind is that luxury apartments does not necessarily mean more affordable ownership needs downtown, and there are not that many to begin with downtown. The hotel may strengthen Greensboro's convention and entertainment and business and travel appeal. Downtown living will remain a different real estate product from north and suburbia neighborhoods. And one of the more less glamorous parts, Guilford County currently says it has more than 558,000 residents and projects more than 86,000 residents over the next 20 years. The county specifically acknowledges that growth creates additional demand for infrastructure and public safety. So that means there are going to be other things that the city has to consider with the growth, things like airport area road capacity, congestion around ongoing residential corridors, school and public services, water and sewer availability, weather development and infrastructure is there to support it. Jobs may be the headline, but infrastructure determines how that growth feels on an ordinary Monday morning. Growth is not automatically good or bad. Poorly constructed growth is what becomes expensive. So what does this mean if you're buying a home? Well, don't solely buy a home just because someone says an area is about to explode. You need to look at the commute, the planned use for roads, the planned use for projects ahead. The best growth opportunities may not be the ones closest to the developments, but maybe ones in established neighborhoods. My prediction is that the neighborhoods that are already established, like Hamilton Lakes, the Cardinal neighborhood, Carriage Hills, Quaker Run, Lake Jeanette, Irving Park, they are going to have the character from the older homes and the mature trees and the sidewalks. And I think that's going to be the thing that is going to explode in value because new construction can't really replicate that. Yes, there are going to always be people who want something new and shiny and people who want something that they can customize themselves. But for the space that is in Greensboro, we're seeing a lot of new construction in townhomes and apartments and a little single family here and there. I think it's going to be the established neighborhoods that you're going to see a lot of value because that will still have that suburbia feel while being connected to everything. If you're thinking about selling, keep that in mind and figure out where you are located, because if you're in an area like that, it might be good news for you. And if you're in an area that's close to new construction, well, then new construction might be your competition. So you might need to see what they're offering and how you can compete with that. That's one of the things I offer all of my sellers in our strategy sessions. If you're thinking about selling, info's all in the description. Connect with me. I'd be happy to strategize with you and create a specific marketing plan for you. And if you're thinking about buying, Greensboro is going to be way different 10 years from now than it is currently. That creates opportunity, but only if you understand where the growth is happening and what steps each project has actually reached. If you're considering moving to Greensboro, tell me where you're working, the kind of neighborhood you want to be in, the price range. That way we can look at the lifestyle and find something that works for you. And if you're thinking about buying, it might be better to do sooner rather than later just because of all that projected growth we're expecting to hit. Greensboro's biggest development story isn't one factory, it's everything the city will be needing because that factory is coming. Please like and subscribe. I hope to see you here next time. I try to do new videos every week. And be sure to follow me on social media as well, as I do Grac'es places and all sorts of hidden gems around the Triad. I will see you next time, and be sure to comment if you have already seen this happening in Greensboro, or if you're moving to the area and you want to learn more, let me know. I can send you my neighborhood guide. See you next time.